Okay, good morning everyone. Can you hear me and can you see me? Okay, so all well, going on well, fine. So here also I think things are fine, moving smoothly. Now let's take the textbook in the hand and just last paragraph we'll just see, and after that some questions of this chapter we'll discuss. So those others who join me later, so they would just see the things later only. I think all well now. Maybe this mirror image can be seen by you. Let's check page number 54. Okay, so for you people it is Google Meet, for some other people it is YouTube Live. So I am managing both. Come now on page number 54, the paragraph from the bottom, the third paragraph. Okay, so early in the Champaran action, Charles Freer Andrews, the English pacifist is someone who does not like violence, or who is more in favor of non-violent kind of movement, does not favor war or violence, is a pacifist. The English pacifist, who had become a devoted follower of the Mahatma, came to bid Gandhi farewell before going to a tour off duty to the Fiji Islands. Now here we come to know this name, Andrew Freer's, Charles Freer Andrews. This man was a pacifist, and this kind of people had advocated the cause of Gandhiji and the cause of India, understanding that India needed its independence, and since this is being done in a very peaceful manner, and since something wrong was done to the Indian people, so it was the duty of those who had made India slave, or the people of India slave, they must make the Indians free. This kind of approach, it was also there. You cannot say all the British were all alike, or the Europeans were all alike. It's not like that. There are people who have always supported the correct cause, the true cause. Yeah. So this, therefore, we will have to also understand. I think my voice is reaching you all. Okay. So this Andrews, he met Gandhiji before he was leaving for Fiji Island. That is his duty, might have been deputed over there to see something about peace. So those people who might be there around Gandhiji at that time must have told Gandhiji that now you have got an opportunity in the form of this fellow Andrews. So why don't you put up this matter of India's freedom struggle movement to the British? That they might have said. We will see there in the course of discussion how it comes like. So he had just come to say bye-bye to Gandhiji before he had gone to Fiji Islands. So Gandhi's lawyer friends thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. So then Andrews was willing if Gandhi agreed. Some friends of Gandhiji who were the lawyers, they were of the opinion that if Andrews had stayed there with Gandhiji, it would be to their advantage, and the people of course of Champaran would be benefited, but at the same time in a political manner it would have been useful for Indians to utilize the situation on the claims that this fellow Andrews is from the British, or is an outsider, and he can convince the British that they were wrong and they must make Indians free. That is what this could have been quoted. So Gandhi's lawyer friends thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. Andrews did not have much of problem. He could have asked for his duties in Fiji Islands to be put at halt, and he could have continued his services there in Champaran. He was eager to work with Gandhiji, because the personality of Gandhiji, the impression of Gandhiji, or you can say the whole persona of Gandhiji was so impressive, was so influential, that even the outsiders, I mean to say the Americans, the British, and all the important people of the world, they always were, you can say obliged to Gandhiji, or they always felt that they must learn good philosophy from Gandhiji. So he was quite happy to work with Gandhiji, but Gandhiji was vehemently opposed, and he said Gandhiji was not of this opinion, or vehemently is very strongly he opposed this idea. You think that in this unequal fight, it would be helpful if we have an Englishman on our side. So he was an Englishman, and if we win this, if you want to win this, strong fight, which is unparalleled kind of fight, the enemy was stronger than us, and we had taken just the help of this Englishman. So do you think that the fight is ours, and we are taking help of somebody else, and that too of an Englishman? Do you think it is all justified? Gandhi's opinion was like this. And getting somebody's help, getting somebody on our side, and then fighting our own battle, do you think it is all right? This shows the weakness of our heart. This shows the weakness of our heart, means as if by your own this battle cannot be won, so you are taking refuge of anybody or anything that is coming to your knowledge. So whatever is becoming handy for you, you are just trying to utilize that situation because you just want to turn out to be victorious in that battle or fight. Gandhiji was not of this opinion. So however weak you may be, however on back foot you may be, but if it is your own fight, so you would have to fight. Nobody else should fight for you. That was Gandhiji's opinion. So even if your enemy is very strong and mighty, like the British, they were very strong and mighty, yet you would have to fight your own battle. You don't have to take refuge of anyone else. So this shows the weakness of your heart. The cause is just, and you must rely upon yourself to win the battle. So this line I feel is important. You can underline it, and you can use this quotation of Gandhiji. Sometimes you want to talk something about truth, or you want to state on something like you are not very strong while your enemy is very powerful, yet you have to remember these words of Gandhiji. He says the cause is just, that is, the cause is not wrong anywhere, it is very genuine. So if the cause is very so genuine, and you must rely upon yourself to win the battle, then you have to just believe in yourself, and then the battle is all yours. You are going to be the winner. Nobody else can get you out of your success. But you should not win or you should not fight your battles because you rely on somebody else, because you have to depend on somebody else. You have to become self-reliant, and then only you can fight your own battle. Okay, so Mr. Andrews, because he happens to be an Englishman, so you should not seek a prop in Mr. Andrews because he happens to be an Englishman. Our fight is against the English, and Mr. Andrews has his own name among the British people, and therefore we should not utilize, because this kind man had come here to help us out or to come together with us in our fight. So we should not misutilize this situation, or we should not take wrong help in this manner. That was Gandhiji's opinion. He had read our minds correctly. Rajendra Prasad then commented on the statement of Gandhiji and said Gandhiji was able to read our minds. Generally with us, what happens, we if we are fighting a long battle, or if our target is a little longer, we sometimes resort to shortcuts. We try to take easy cuts to win our success. Easy cuts, by this I mean to say, sometimes we may even resort to manipulate certain things, and this may be there in human's nature. But Gandhiji was practicing a genuine nature, a genuine philosophy, a true religion was he practicing, and he therefore could not advocate, I mean to say, he could not support this kind of wrong kind of practices. And here therefore Rajendra Prasad comments and says Gandhiji was very particular about reading people's minds, what goes on there in their mind, what they can speak up next. It was already there, read out by Gandhiji so well, and we had no reply. Gandhi in this way taught us a lesson in self-reliance. Self-reliance is dependence on your own self. You don't depend on anybody else for doing something good for you or doing something concrete for you, or here in the very simple manner as it is put over here, to win or to fight your own battles. You should not depend on yourself. Whatever are your strength, on your own merits, on your own strength, you must fight your own battle. Okay? So this is one great lesson that we can learn from Gandhiji, and the line that I told you can be useful for you. You can just underline it. That was, the cause is just. You must rely upon yourself to win the battle. If your cause is just, then you have to rely on yourself, because there is already something wrong going on in the mind, or your means are not correct. That is why you resort to something wrong. Then self-reliance, Indian independence, and help to sharecroppers were all bound together. See, Rajendra Prasad, or you can say the writer, here he sums up these things, all these three things together, and says is self-reliance. What we learnt from Champaran episode are these things: self-reliance, Indian independence. Here when Gandhiji had started this movement in Champaran, this was the major event, or you can say the major movement that Gandhiji started in his career. And this movement was so crucial that shaped Gandhiji's personality in the whole Indian independence movement complete struggle. In that, Gandhiji's personality or Gandhiji's position was very much defined. Therefore, this episode of Champaran teaches certain things or makes certain things clear. What Gandhiji told is something about self-reliance. Like this battle of Champaran was ultimately won. Gandhiji did not take help from any outsider, I mean to say any Englishman or any person other than the Indian one. Therefore, here it is something like Gandhiji wanted everyone to become self-reliant. Even before that, Gandhiji said, all these farmers, they must first of all get rid of their fear. डर उनके दिमाग से निकल जाना चाहिए. Once they came together to protest, to show their support to Gandhiji and protest against the British. So Gandhiji that time itself was very confident that the battle of Champaran is already won, because in spirit people are there to come together for the right cause. They know what is right. They know who are fighting and are right for them. That was all very so clear for Gandhiji. So when this Gandhiji had studied right at that moment, he said, in spirit we have already won the battle. Now other things are there, like India's independence. So for this we don't have to depend on anyone. Like the victory won on somebody's with the support of somebody else, it will not last longer. But if it is done by your own self, it is going to be permanent victory of yours. So he had read out our minds, and then ultimately he taught us the lessons like self-reliance, Indian independence, and help to sharecroppers. Here, help to sharecroppers, here you can understand, of course in Champaran this issue was, sharecropping was there, and Gandhiji had started a movement, and a big period of his life was, it was consumed there in Champaran. Yet, it is not just the help for sharecroppers. So whosoever, Indian faces this kind of issue in our country and needs our help, it is our duty as educated, or you can say privileged people, that we must come forward and help out such a person. That is what Gandhiji wanted to convey through his way of fighting for a particular cause. And with this we come to the end of this chapter, but by this chapter we could realize certain things. The first thing that we could become serious about is we did not get independence for free. We did not get independence without any sacrifice. We therefore should not belittle people's sacrifices, all those leaders who have hurled their complete lives in the struggle, in the movement, and got us freedom. Those people who bore the fruits of freedom are you and me. Those who fought, actually, they did not get this benefit. They had always to, always suffered a lot, and ultimately they had got not much of freedom to enjoy. Only a handful of people survived after freedom, those leaders in the freedom struggle movement. But later on, only we were benefited. This also we must understand. They did it so selflessly that they knew not their future, but the future of the generation to come should be bright, and all those benefits we are reaping today, and that is something we even today should be very much grateful towards. We must believe that this is something great is done. This is a kind of great heritage that has come to us, and now it is our duty to protect our freedom. And beyond that, there are many evils in the society that we must fight. Like Gandhiji had fought about something about unhygienic conditions were there in the district of Champaran. So he got some doctors to volunteer services, health services to those people. Then the cleanliness was one drive that he had started there. This is throughout the country. Gandhiji had started since long, and this is being carried forward by today's governments. And of course it must. But why this is required is my question. Why this movement even today is required? The reason is very obvious. Because we are not coming forward to end this issue. We are there somewhere, to contribute to this problem instead of getting rid of this problem. Now, even today you see like spitting in this era of corona spreads it more. But people on the roads shamelessly, by chewing mouth fresheners, or you can say pan or some other things, they are shamelessly spitting on the streets. So don't you think that even this movement is not coming to end because of these kind of people? Of course it is. So yes, at least, yes, I understand. You understand my point of view, and that is really so good. So if we had contributed, in a positive manner, maybe this would not have been required. There were other topics also. For example, why we need medical facilities, I mean to say government medical facilities, because we are not earning enough that we can buy better facilities for ourselves. And that is why we have to depend on government. So what the government actually need to must provide us opportunities. And as we get opportunities of jobs and all, we will have to tell the government, please don't trouble yourself. We will buy some insurance and we'll get ourselves in the better hospitals, isn't it? So we don't have to cry out for that. We have to cry out for something else, and we will have to have a certain you can say coming together and then starting a movement for something else, not for something else that we are shown. Okay? Well, when through this chapter we come to know one more important thing, I feel that I must tell you. Rajkumar Shukla was such a poor fellow, illiterate fellow, you can say countryside fellow, yet that man was very clear in his concept. What he had got to do, he just wanted exactly. Similarly, for our goals also, let us be very, very clear. Suppose I believe all of you must have that one particular dream of yours. How do you want to see after 5 or 6 hours in the society? Don't you want to see yourself to be in a good position? I mean to say wearing good clothes, having a beautiful car, a nice bungalow of yours, but not in a by the means of negative ways. I mean to say it must come all by affirmative, correct and lawful manner. So this, if you start imagining for yourself, you will have a set goal and you would struggle. You would like to struggle every day for it. See, for our freedom also we struggled for a century. 100 years almost we struggled for getting our freedom. So no goal is easy. Even achieving a goal for our own self is never so easy. And you should have a goal, one more goal. If whatever the condition that your parents are at present, do you think that all of them are financially so happy? I don't believe. If it is so, you try to make their life even more luxurious. Make it your aim. That should be that would be so satisfying when you achieve for yourself. The benefits are being given to your own parents, to your own family. That is something great. So many things through this chapter come up, and that we can reflect upon, and those things would benefit us at the end. Now I am coming on to the questions. If I am to ask one or two people of you to give me the answers, come forward and give me the answer. I am reading out question number 1, and I'll call out some names. Okay? As I call out these names, you just give me the answer, whatever the answer is there in your mind going on. And if you are not getting getting the exact answer, you just don't bother much. I'll try to get you to the correct answer. I'm reading out first question and I'll call out the names. Why do you think that Gandhi considered the Champaran episode to be a turning point in his life? So this question number 1. Can I ask this question to Divyansh Kumar? Divyansh, just put your mic on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I am reading out this question again for you. Just try to give me the answer. Put your mic on, keep it on. Why do you think Gandhi considered the Champaran episode to be turning point in his life? Devansh, just speak up something. I'll help you in getting the answer. Devansh, just show some courage. Okay, can I ask any one of you? I'm putting this question open to everyone. Can anyone just try giving me an answer to this question? Don't just be silent. Yeah, somebody is trying. Anybody? Tell me who is that? Okay, I think nobody is there ready to give me the answer. Yeah, somebody has written Neha. Okay, okay. Divyansh Jangam. Divyansh, tell me.
Sir, English में दूंगा सर पूरा आंसर है ना?
Just try to speak.
Yes, sir. Champaran episode was an attempt to free poor peasant for injustice and exploitation.
Correct. Okay.
And it began being as an act of defense. Gandhiji explained that what he did was an ordinary thing. He declared that the British could not order him about his own country.
Very good.
Thus it was ultimately proved to being a turning point of his life.
Yes, yes, good attempt, Divyansh. I'm happy that you attempted an answer. Anybody else would like to give an answer? Is there anyone else? Fine. So I'm just summing up this answer. Of course, so Gandhiji before this was in South Africa. His past was not known to India, and the British here, they also did not know much about Gandhiji. Next is this episode made all the poor people, the sharecroppers, I mean to say the farmers, the peasants come together. It was for the first time they could shed their fear, and Gandhiji could believe, for the first time Gandhiji could believe that common men can also come together and they can fight against the mighty enemy of theirs. Okay? So his position was earlier, you can say it was not very much defined, but with this episode, it became a turning point in his life. His position was very much defined there. He is the picture of India's independence struggle movement, and so Gandhiji's position, Gandhiji's you can say the mission became much clearer there. Gandhiji also could learn there that in India's freedom is should not be just about political freedom, or it should be economic freedom, but at the same time social injustices must also be put to an end. He must also fight for social injustice taking place in our country. Therefore, it was a turning point in the life of Gandhi. It has consumed a longer period of his life. He had just visited once Champaran. He felt that once or twice the matter would be solved. But no, after the episode was over, the fight with on the issue of sharecropping was over, he had started educating people something on health and hygiene. So Gandhiji's role, and Gandhiji also learnt a lot. There are many things to be done in the country. Okay, now moving on to the next question. How was Gandhi able to influence lawyers? Give instances. Instances are examples. So can I ask Aditi? Aditi, just put your mic on. Aditi, don't feel reluctant. Just come forward. Okay. Aditi is unwilling. Can I ask anyone else? Yeah, Neha has raised a hand. Neha? Neha, can you just speak up? Neha, I am not able to hear your voice. Just speak up if you can. Okay, I cannot hear anything from Neha. So, anybody else? Pratham? Pratham, roll number 32. Pratham, I am reading out this question to you again and try to give me an answer. How was Gandhi able to influence lawyers? Give instances, that is the examples. How Gandhiji was able to influence even lawyers. So, there must have been some episode that you can remember. Can tell me. 32, roll number 32. Pratham.
Sir, Gandhiji was able to influence the lawyers through his conviction or earnestness in political questioning.
Is there any event that you remember, or is there any occasion when Gandhiji had done so in this chapter?
Sir, he reapproached the lawyers from Muzaffarpur.
Okay. So, he rebuked, okay, and a rebuke, that is he had scolded the lawyers. Why he had chided and scolded them?
Because, sir, they are charging large sum of money.
There was a, yes, of course, they were charging large amount of money from those peasants, one thing. And anything else? Anything else?
Sir, later on, the lawyer related that an ordinary man like Gandhiji is ready for farmers to going to a jail.
And
Then
okay, yes, Divyansh. So, but actually this was said by Rajendra Prasad. So, I think we can attribute this one to Rajendra Prasad, I think. But how Gandhiji was able to convince all of them, that you can say. He said, already the farmers are troubled people. They are already so poor, and already they are in a troubled situation with the sharecroppers, big planters. They are already facing this problem, and he said, you are still charging some money from them, and in your own country, being educated, you are doing so. You can have enough empathy for these people. You must understand how they must be, what kind of time they must be going through, how their families are living. All that, the convincing arguments when he put to the lawyers, they got convinced. But I am happy that you people are giving me responses. Now, next question. What was the attitude of the average Indian in smaller localities towards advocates of home rule? What was the attitude of the average Indian in smaller localities towards advocates of, that is supporters of home rule? So that I am just explaining to you this question, then you can answer me. Like those people who were supporting home rule, that is our own rule must be there, the British must go from here, and those who were protesting against the British, what was the general opinion of public against them? So, can I ask anybody from here? Nandini? Nandini, roll number 27. I hope you are there. Don't tell that you are not there. You just put it on and have gone elsewhere. So, here Harsh wants to say something. Okay, Harsh Kumar, please put your mic on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Gandhi stayed at Muzaffarpur for 2 days at the home of Professor Malkani, a teacher in a government school. It was an extraordinary thing in those days.
Correct.
For government professors.
Okay, but why? Yes, Harsh, but why it was an extraordinary thing to harbor a man like Gandhi? So, what may be the reason that they were reluctant?
Sir, because in smaller locations, the Indians were afraid to show sympathy for advocate of home rule.
Correct. So, yes, because they were just exactly going against the Englishmen, isn't it? I think all of you are agreeing on this point, because those people who were going against the Englishmen, so they were going against the government and the poor people, Babdo, our own Indian people. So, what would they do? They would not put themselves in trouble. So, if they show any sympathy, they may have to talk to them, they may have to offer some help to them, they may have to house them in their own houses. So all those things, all those troubles would come, and that is why these common people, they just wanted to be away from the supporters of home rule. Advocate matlab one who, that is support. So advocates of home rule, that those people who had advocated the home rule, so for them this kind of issue was there. Good. I am happy my class is interactive today, and all of you people are very active. Well, I am reading the next question. How do we know that ordinary people to contribute to the freedom movement? Now it is a generalized question, but from this chapter now we can understand. So the question goes, ki how do we know that ordinary people too contributed to the freedom movement? The common people also contributed to freedom movement. So before anybody's voluntary answer comes, may I ask Shahazbin, roll number 39, please put your mic on. Shahazbin, please don't be silent. You are there and listening to me, but not ready to put your mic on. That will not work, Shahazbin. Well, in the meanwhile, I am moving on to the next one. Khushi Sharma. Khushi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just try to get an answer to this question. Yeah, how do we know that ordinary people to contributed to the freedom movement? That is from this chapter. How we came to know that common people also contributed in the freedom movement. Yeah, Khushi?
Yes, sir.
Just
Actually, common people can contribute to in the freedom movement.
so in this chapter there must be some incidences from where we can authenticate it, or we can prove that really common men had contributed in the freedom movement. Okay, I am moving on to somebody else. Priyanshu Yadav, 34.
Nay, sir.
I think it was not Priyanshu. Who was willing to give me the answer?
Yes, sir. In Motihari, thousands of poor peasants participated in spontaneous demonstrations around the courthouse.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
This movement was started by an ordinary peasant, Rajkumar Shukla, because of this resilient persistence.
Okay. Yeah, Harsh, you are correct, and you quoted the correct example. The small movement of Champaran actually had started because of just a peasant, Rajkumar Shukla, isn't it? And then thousands of peasants had gathered in front of the courthouse when Gandhiji was to be arrested. When those people came to know, or when the news had reached the people walked, or people traveled from whatever the places, far off places, by whatever the means of transport was available to them, they just reached over there in order to back up Gandhiji. And this gave Gandhiji a lot of confidence that these common people, if they are counseled well, or if these people are told to come together for a good and common cause, they can. And this is an you can say as an evidence that proves that common people actually had contributed in the freedom struggle movement. Or else you just imagine only leaders everywhere. How many would be the leaders? See, for thousands and for lakhs of people, 1 or 2 people are leaders, isn't it? So unless there is support of this common people, mass, huge crowd, unless comes, the government doesn't get shaken up. Like even today also, for some issues, if the people come there on the streets, it is only then the government has to bend down, will have to alter certain things, will have to alter their decisions. So this all happens, it's because of the common people. When they understand, or when they believe that if not this way, or I mean to say if not in the parliamentary way it is going on, then if they come onto the streets, the government will have to recognize, or they would have to listen to their opinion. What do they want to say? Or their grumbles, they would have to lend a listening ear. So this is all possible through common men. Of course, these battles are won, and from the text this is one incident from where we can say the people, common masses, they had come together when the court arrest was to take place, and they had backed up. So, for the first time the common people could shed their fear, and they could come forward against the mighty enemy of theirs. Okay, good. I think the important questions which were to be discussed for this chapter we have done. Other questions of the text you can just go through. If you face any such difficulty in the next class, you can just put it to me. And before I end my meeting for you, I am just ending this meeting for YouTube. Okay, I am just ending this meeting, and for you people, you just stay back. I am going to take your attention.